Hi, everyone, and welcome once again to another episode of the Popcorn Watchlist podcast. I am your host, Xavier, and today we're a little short. Down one panelist. They're out having some fun over in Europa, not the moon. Psych. But Danny's out on vacation. Well-deserved. Well-rest. Have some fun over there. Probably getting a lot of European cinema around, trying to spend some time while he's traveling. But I'm joined by the young gun Zach over here to my right.
Hi guys, I'm in Danny's seat today.
Yeah, he is.
Take that, Danny.
Danny's going to come back and forcibly kick you off in his most lightly and polite manner. If anybody knows Danny, he's definitely not going to do that.
He's like, yeah, can you
I'm vengeance.
just move? Yeah, just
And then, of course, I'm also joined here over to my left, longtime friend, arguably knows more about this stuff than even I do, Anthony.
What's
Say hello.
up? Hello.
And today we're going to have a really fun topic. We're going to try to open it up a bit. But very quickly, I want to do our usual recently watched. So I'm going to throw it out to you guys. If you guys have seen anything that you saw that stood out to you guys this week.
So shows-wise, catching up with She-Hulk, Hot D, Rings of Power.
Hot D?
Yeah, House of the Dragon.
Oh, Hot D.
Yeah,
Okay.
House of the Dragon.
We're calling House of the Dragon Hot D.
Yeah,
okay.
that's what people seem to be calling it now.
I mean, some people were looking for a Hot D while watching that show. So be careful.
Yep.
oh my god.
I'm just saying. There's a general
I
consensus.
mean, there's so many entendres.
There's so many. All
Triple
the voices crying for Sir Kristen Cole. Zach, watch the show.
Hot D because of the
I really
dragon.
Hot Dragons.
Mhm.
Come on, dude. That's what we're talking about. Hot
Yeah,
Damon.
man. If you haven't
Hot
seen,
Damon, Matt
if you haven't
Smith.
seen the original show, you could just.
You don't need to
Step
watch
into
the
it.
original.
I mean, it will definitely help you understand more, but you don't have to watch the original.
Yeah, like there are illusions, but you should totally like jump on this blind. Like I recommend it. It's good. It's fun. It's entertaining. At least there's some great politicking, and you get a good balance to some gritty fantasy as opposed to the high fantasy that he just mentioned with Rings of Power.
Yeah, that's. I think I might start watching it
Do it.
soon when I
Do it.
catch up on some other stuff.
Yeah, highly recommend it. Very
And
good.
then I watched Jaws in IMAX, the re-release of
Very nice.
the OG Jaws.
How's that score in that
It
sound
was
system?
awesome. I never seen it in theaters before, so it was very cool. Very cool.
Dang. Anybody else in the theater too that were
Oh.
kind of like, man, like this is cool.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm sure the people that were there had seen the movie before, but yeah, everybody was enjoying it.
Yeah.
It was fun time.
We talk
Go
about
watch it. I mean, it's a wholesome movie.
wholesome
Hits
as
you
in
in the
there's-
feels. Hits you in the
wholesome as
feels.
that there's a whole ass shark eating people.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah?
Hits you in the feels. It's a good time.
The feelings of fear and dread of going in water, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more so the minor spoiler alert. It's the whole town leadership that says, "Oh, there's a murderous shark on the bay. Nah, screw it. We're still gonna have a 4th of July beach event because why not?"
4th of July movie.
It is indeed a 4th of July movie. It's awesome, man. Yeah. I got to get around to it because my big thing is that's like John Williams, like one of the major stamps of John Williams making a kick-ass score. So good.
For sure. And I think it came out, yeah. It's not its 50th anniversary, but it came out, I think, 75, so it's getting there. It's almost there, but it's
Yeah.
it's pretty nuts.
Yeah, like we have
It's in 3D. It's in 3D.
it's interesting. We have like sort of like a Spielberg re-release of stuff. Like you had
E.T.
E.T. a little while back. Now we have Jaws.
Keep them coming.
Who's to say, like, the next one, we might get something like a Schindler's List. God, I'm hoping for Indiana Jones because he's
They
done.
do that, though, periodically, maybe like every 5 years or so.
It's true.
I know during the summer, I think it's usually AMC, maybe Regal too. They'll have like a list of movies that they'll release, that, old classic ones that
Mhm.
they'll release during the summer, since kids aren't going to school and stuff, so they might release some like classic movies that kids might enjoy. Aside from like something like Jaws, which is it's rated PG-13 or R.
It's rated PG because
It's PG back in the day.
PG-13 didn't exist back then.
Remember,
Interesting.
PG-13 was created after Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Nice.
That movie did some extreme stuff, and they realized we need little intermediary between PG and R.
Yeah, because there are plenty of movies that were just PG, and you watch them now, and you're like, yeah, it probably should have been R. I was like, I don't know why that movie's PG.
Yeah.
But
Or it really skews hard on the PG-13. Like there's a lot of like, dismemberment in Jaws. And I was like, man, this is still PG.
Yep.
Okay. But it's still really damn good. Nice, man. That was good. But theater packed or like
No,
No.
it wasn't packed.
all right.
But it didn't need to be.
Get people in them seats. All right, excellent. Good stuff. Zach, what'd you get up to?
So I've only really watched and caught up on just 2 shows. No movies this time around.
Mhm.
So I've been catching up on Smallville, which I haven't watched
Ooh.
it in.
Somebody save me.
It's such a catchy song. I never skip that intro.
Good job. I don't skip
Never.
that
The
intro.
song
don't
is
skip
so
intros.
the song is so good.
It's so good.
So I stopped at the end of season 6, and then I didn't watch it for like a few months, and now I've gotten back into it like the last few days, and
There you go.
I'm like
Cool.
halfway through season 7 already.
Have you gotten to the season yet with Mavis Bloom?
Who's that?
Okay, good. Not there.
Mavis Bloom.
I mean,
I guess I
Sam
didn't-
Witwer. That's the guy played by Sam Witwer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Don't spoil it for
I
me.
got
Yeah.
that far, but I never watched the last 2 seasons.
Neither did I.
Yeah, I'm mid season 7, so that's it began with Bizarro, and then in the middle of it was more like some other random stuff. And then Bizarro's back, and Brainiac is also back.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at right now.
Okay.
And then aside from that, just watching Rings of Power.
How did you like? And we're talking about it as we're recording. Episode 3 dropped a bit back. How did you like episode 3?
So I had to watch it a second time because I was tired the first time,
All right, sure.
and also I was like, I was distracted by other stuff too. But when I finally paid attention to it, it was really good. Like I enjoyed that one a little bit more than the first 2 combined, because it was getting more into the
What's
more
happening?
more grittier stuff.
But it also
More
got
with,
into the lore.
action-wise. Yeah,
It also got into the lore. I will say, like, not to go too far into it. It's episode 3 for me was it's finally happening. Like the real it's really popping off right now because
but which part?
everything the
Yeah.
fact that where
Well, we have-
Galadriel where Galadriel finds herself in, again, I don't want to necessarily spoil it, where they find themselves in, who she meets, and who that guy is, and then they
his
talk about
son.
his son,
Oh,
but then also
I know
the
Oh,
people
man.
where those people are from
Yeah,
originates. They see the mural and they're
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, that's this guy.
because we
And she
know their
goes-
fate.
Yeah, but also at the same time, she recognizes the guy, because it's deep lore stuff. She looks at that and they're like, oh yeah, this is so and so, the founder of this place. And she looks and she's like, oh, I'm more familiar with his brother. And I'm like, oh snap, because that's Elrond. Because yeah, I was like, oh man, like Elrond's brother, because of some wild stuff, the whole war with the super ultra bad guy that's no longer there. He chose to be more like human instead of being an
Yeah.
elf. So then that's why he founded that kingdom that she's in right now.
Yeah, and then Elrond decided to be.
Stay elf. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's like,
'cause-
nah, I'm an elf. I'm gonna hang out
'cause
and do
they're,
this
they're
stuff.
both. I know Elrond's half human.
Yeah.
His brother's also half human, right?
So he chose to be elf, and then Elros, from being half human, decided I'll be whole human, but I'm gonna live to like 500 years or something wild.
That's kind of crazy how being like a half breed like that, you can just choose, and then
That's because
you live
those.
either a mortal life or an immortal life.
That's what those, because like those gods are like, yeah, do it. Also, here's a whole mad kingdom from the ocean. Have fun. So anyway, at the same time, we start figuring out more and more things. We get some good action too. Yeah, episode 3 really popped it off. Kind of like episode 3 of House of the Dragon. Like that kind of popped off with some crazy action too. And then someone got popped in half, but that's a different story.
Bless you.
Exactly.
Thank you. But yeah, the show is looking like a lot cooler now. Like, I mean, it was cool to begin with, but like now it's picking up some steam.
I
Which is
can't
really
believe I
nice.
forgot a show that I destroyed over the weekend.
Destroyed?
Yeah.
Okay. Like
Destroyed.
what?
Cobra Kai.
Oh, I'm
yeah.
on. Okay, yeah.
No, I
'cause
destroyed it.
I'm glad
The
you
show
didn't
is
top it.
too quick and too good for you to like
I'm on episode
split
8,
it up.
and
Too good.
holy crap, Chosen is great. Chosen is great.
He's
That's
the
all.
chosen one.
That's all I'm gonna say is that Chosen is great. But yeah, dude, quite a few bonesaw moments, quite a few plot twists, and some wild stuff. The whole bit at the beginning of what took Miguel to Mexico, like that was sort of resolved so far. I was like, okay, I want to see if maybe this comes up at the very end, but man, it's hype. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
So
it's good, man. It's a lot of fun. It's very cheesy and silly, but in like the best possible way. I don't even know how to describe it because I can understand for people that wouldn't like that show, but it's just I don't know. It's just super fun and it's quick, 30-minute episodes, and with Netflix, after an episode ends, it takes you 2 seconds, and they take you to yeah. So you hear the very beginning of the end theme song, which is awesome, and then it goes to the next episode. And you're like,
And it
okay,
just goes, nope.
I'm just gonna keep going.
Yeah,
But yeah.
it's so good.
Yeah, just within 2 days. Within 2 days,
I'm gonna finish it tonight. That's actually my
I
like,
whooped it.
Yeah, I've been kind of wondering about the about
Karate
the
chopped
show.
it.
Huh?
I
What?
karate chopped it.
Oh.
you've been kind of wondering about. Go ahead.
Oh no, because like okay, if I wanted to watch this show, would I have to watch like even just the first Karate Kid?
The first one for sure.
You should really watch the first one.
The first one for sure, but I mean, I would say watch all of them, but if you
Oh,
don't
yeah.
want to watch any of them, the first one for sure. And then from there, you'd probably want to watch the other ones after you started the show because
Yeah.
they bring back stuff from all the movies.
Technically speaking, parts 2 and 3 are, I don't want to say required viewing, but they influence a lot. Like there's characters from part 2 that show up, and now there's characters from part 3 that show up that really make it like a big deal. That you kind of have to like go ahead and like it makes sense because they reference a lot of stuff that happened, especially like the stuff in part 3. The show makes part 3 a better movie,
Right. Because
100%.
the first one's by far the best.
Oh
but-
yeah.
So this show somehow is making parts 2 and 3 like better, and they actually make you want to like rewatch it. Just be like, oh yeah, that happened in that movie. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And they do a good job in the show of giving you flashbacks of who this person is and what's going on when they reference stuff from the older movies. So
But if you end up watching it, like it's more fulfilling, especially if you go through kind of like these different arcs that Daniel goes through, and then you see him older and just also see Johnny, because Johnny's originally from the first one, and there's just this great growth that like even these characters moving forward still have great arcs on it, and it's just it's awesome, man. Like it's, and then like again, it's like cheesy, it's borderline it's pretty melodramatic. I'm not gonna say borderline, but it's done it in like the most earnest and like good cheesy way, but at the same time, like the stuff that characters do matter. Like it rides the line really well.
yeah, I don't know how they do it. Like it's funny. Like it's just a fun thing to watch.
Yeah, I know people like it's a very rare like minority maybe of people I know who've watched it and they're like, oh, I think it's just a little too cheesy, and
Yeah.
to me I'm like, did you not watch the originals? Because like the originals, like yeah, like there's some points they went skewed way too far, but this one like really straddles the line. Like there are some things you're like, yo, what the heck? That's really out of hand, and then it's addressed, explained, and handled normally in the next couple episodes or something, and it's in that way it's like, wow, that felt earned, like that felt right. Even if there's this crazy brawl at a location where everybody should have straight up been arrested, they're like, no, we handled, like there's a way they handle it, and it's great.
The
This
thing
is what,
is-
season 5 now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is with the original movies, they came out in the 80s, and so back then I don't think they were intending to make it cheesy. That's just how it was back then.
It's the style of
Yeah, it
everything.
came out what 84.
Yeah.
Early 80s.
Like-
It's like watching, if you watch Rocky 4, like the original cut, not the new cut
yeah,
that
it's
Stallone
super
did.
80s.
It's like you can tell it's a movie of its time,
Yeah,
and the
it's-
Karate Kids movies are a movie of movies of their time.
Yeah, so the creators of
better
the
or worse.
show, like they love the crap out of these movies because you can tell that they put so much love and effort to like make it like the movies, so that you feel that nostalgic cheese. I guess I'm gonna call it
Mhm.
nostalgic cheese, but like it's done in such a good way, at least for me, that I feel like it's just every year that the show comes out, I've watched in like a weekend. It's too.
It
it's
really
10
is that
episodes.
good.
It's just too quick, and I'm like, I have to finish.
They're like
this. It's too good.
32 minutes, 33 minutes long, even like before the credits, and I'm just like I've had to go into like really early into work these the past few days, but I was still like, hey, I'm just gonna power through these first 5 episodes, power through the next 3, and so now I'm at a point where I'll be able to catch up and wrap it up by tonight.
Yeah, like season 4 came out New Year's Eve,
Yeah.
and so when they announced that 5 was coming out September, I was like, what? This is awesome. And so we're getting it in 9 months.
Was that before or like when season 4 coming out? Was that after Netflix acquired the rights?
Netflix acquired it after
Season
season 2
2.
because it was
Oh, okay.
a YouTube.
Yeah, it was
YouTube
Red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just a show that these guys made on YouTube, and the first 2 seasons are great. So it wasn't like, oh, it was a semi whatever online show. No, like the first 2 seasons are great. Some people may think those seasons are better than the Netflix version, I guess. But to me, I just think
They're
overall, like,
evolve.
they're all
yeah.
good. Yeah, they're all good.
And it's Sony Pictures, right? If I'm not
Hey,
mistaken.
I don't know. I don't get that far in the credit.
Well, from the beginning,
Netflix just
when
skips
you
it.
when you start it off, it'll tell you like,
I
oh,
think
it's
so.
Sony Pictures.
I think
Yeah.
so.
So, I'm pretty
But
sure
yeah,
like that was it.
They're super fun. But yeah, I definitely recommend the first movie.
Oh, I thought you were gonna keep going like, recommend the first movie if you hadn't
No,
watched it too.
No, because
just
he
stopped me, like,
said
okay.
he hasn't seen it. So if you don't want to, if you want to get into the show and you don't feel like watching 4 movies or however many, I think there's 4 total or 5 if you want to get into Jaden Smith.
Well, I
Which
the
is-
only
that
one I
one's pretty
have.
fun.
That one's also pretty good
Yeah,
too.
it's pretty
Look,
fun.
I feel like you guys have like mixed feelings about that one, but because that's the only one I've seen of the whole franchise.
It's a pretty good recreation of the original movie.
It has the same
Yeah.
themes, the same kind of overall
Yeah.
message, and the same character arcs,
and
that
the same like
both
callbacks and stuff.
Yeah,
too.
and some of the
and you can't
callbacks.
go wrong with
But
Jackie
the same-
Chan.
and Jackie Chan
Yeah.
doing some baller stuff.
But
yeah.
also
Beating
it's-
up on kids. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't go wrong.
because like the one criticism of the whole movie was that it's in China and it's kung fu and not Japan and
Because
karate.
karate, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
it's
Karate
called the
Kid,
They
but
changed
he's
it
not
up.
karate.
She said the kung
And they
fu
called
kid,
it, yeah,
but,
the Karate Kid.
it should be
Yeah,
Kung Fu
it's
Kid.
like the Karate Kid, I guess.
But it was. I mean, I enjoyed it. The martial arts, the actual fighting was pretty cool.
Mhm.
Like I give the
Yeah,
movie
those
props
kids
for
were
that.
scary.
No, yeah, they were.
It's like
They were.
I would run away from those kids, like mini
Dude,
ninjas.
So fun fact, I just trolling through IMDb. Yeah, Cobra Kai as a show has an 8.5 on IMDb.
I think I saw like my 95%.
what does Metacritic say?
I don't know. 'cause I
Or
don't like
Rotten
them.
Tomatoes?
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes is 95%. I don't
Yeah.
think there's one for Metacritic.
Metacritic doesn't
I
have a thing.
agree.
So fun story is, I did not know that the actor that plays Chosen, is in Johnny Tsunami.
Who is
As
he?
who?
He's not the dad.
He's not. Is he the dad?
No, he's not.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Who the? I thought he was the dad.
Wait, who? Let me see the picture.
If you look at it, I think he was the dad. Like I'm
From
pretty.
Johnny Tsunami.
Yeah.
No, man.
Not the second one.
No, the first one, dude. We
Okay.
don't talk about. Yeah, I guess
Johnny
we could.
Capahala.
Yeah,
Back on board.
back on
Dude,
board.
It's not his dad, man.
Dude.
I know.
Oh wait, is he? Wait. Okay, I think I have the picture.
That's not his dad.
Then okay, got it. Dude, I'm trying to remember who he was in freaking in Johnny Tsunami. I'm mad now because like I can't.
Go back.
It just says Pete. I was like,
You're
wait,
talking
who
about-
was Pete?
You're not talking about Shang Tsung. That's his grandfather.
No, that's that. Well, no,
Yeah,
that's
that's
his
what I was
grandfather.
thinking.
His
of.
dad, like the
No,
guy that wanted
that's-
him to go to
In
school.
the
How would
second
I
movie,
ever-
he
how
goes to
can
Hawaii
anyone-
and it's like his
How
grandfather.
can anyone confuse Cary Hiroyuki Tagawa? No way.
You
No
can't.
way in
Your
hell.
brother's soul is mighty.
No, like that, and what's great is fun fact is Mortal Kombat 11. They put him like as Shang Tsung, like in the game.
Like it's just his face.
Like it's his face doing the voiceovers and
That's
everything.
awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty badass. But I don't like
To be known for that and Johnny Tsunami.
that and
That's
Johnny
awesome.
Tsunami, and I remember he was in Memoirs of a Geisha. That was the thing.
Yeah,
And
but he wasn't the geisha,
oh no, he wasn't the geisha.
right?
What the heck? Oh, he was in License to Kill. Okay, I remember that.
Balls of Fury.
Yes. It's freaking.
Have you seen Balls of Fury?
Tell me you've seen
Yes,
Balls of Fury.
many years ago.
Like when you were a youngin?
Probably, yeah.
All right,
Like
5 years ago.
yeah, like barely double digits.
Barely
What's that
double
mean?
digits, dude. Like that's. I mean, guess it means that's 11. That's 11.
Mama, what's Balls of Fury?
Balls of Fury.
I do remember that it was a ridiculous movie with
It
having
is a
Ben
ridiculous
Stiller. Just
No,
Dude,
it doesn't
no,
have Ben
that's the
Stiller.
dad.
That's
He's
That's
the
Dodgeball.
Dodgeball.
dude. He's
Okay,
the
wait.
dad. No, going back to my
that's
original point.
Vince Vaughn. and
Chosen
all
is
those
the
people, I think,
dad.
right?
Johnny Capahala, Boy Living Hawaii. His
No, not
parents,
even.
Pete and Melanie. Pete is played by freaking Chosen. Yeah, I'm the winner. Holy crap. That's insane.
I think you need to keep looking it up.
No, dude, I'm looking at it right now. There's like I
I
have
was
three
way off.
sources. 3 freaking sources. It's Pete Capahala. That's the only other Capahala other than Johnny Tsunami and Grandpa Johnny Tsunami. That's it. Dude, that's crazy. And then rest in peace, famous Dick Jackson.
So you went to Cobra Kai. You clicked on the actor for Chosen,
Yeah.
and then in his IMDb
it
shows
says Johnny Tsunami under Pete.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, I don't know. It doesn't look like him.
Well,
Age-
you're gonna have to
Age didn't.
refire up
man.
the Disney Plus, the third best Disney Channel original movie ever, or is it second? Because obviously Brink is the first.
Wait, what's the first one?
Brink, and that's no question.
Never seen it. Never
Mm.
heard of it actually. Is
Well,
that an old?
Which Disney original movies have you heard of?
The ones that came out like mid 2000s.
Which are?
I don't know, man.
Those.
Like,
Alley Cat
like
Strike,
those, like the ones like
like
with-
Alley Cat Strike.
No. Oh,
Halloween
that's,
Town
that's,
5.
That's too early
No,
for him.
no,
I know what he's talking about. He's talking
Halloween
about the
Town
ones that
5.
like the ones that are like High School Musical,
Yeah,
Camp
no.
Rock, like all
No.
those, right? Like that's
We
what
need
that's what I grew up on.
I know.
But I'm
Sorry.
assuming it's like a 90s movie that you're thinking of.
No, I think they were like
Or
late,
early-
maybe late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
They had like a solid like 2, maybe 3 year run of like the ones I guess when we were younger that we would watch.
Yeah. They
But-
were so good. Like
yeah,
you had
Brink
Brink,
is badass, man.
Brink, Johnny Tsunami, Smart House.
I remember Smart
Um,
House a little bit.
Okay, see,
See,
remember,
you
yeah.
got something going on. All right, freaking Smart House.
What about
BB Mac.
Xenon?
You remember Smart
Xenon?
House? The
You know what?
sequel?
Xenon?
Yeah, it was around that same
Yeah.
era. the
Like
same
early
era.
That's not
2000s?
bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Like late 90s, early 2000s?
Yeah.
Like Phantom of the Megaplex, all that stuff.
I remember that one
Damn,
too.
Jet Jackson the movie. Rest in peace.
That one was cool.
Yeah.
Or Halloween Town movies.
Halloween Town.
They have 5 of them, I think. I don't know how many Halloween Towns they have, but
4.
There's
bunch.
4.
They changed the main actress in the 4th one.
Yeah, that's weird.
Okay, so not that I want to like fight Collider, but Collider's like, oh, we've ranked the best Disney Channel movies. Brink is not on the list, so I'm
At
gonna
all?
fight at all. I'm gonna fight them.
But like Disney Channel
Disney
original
Channel
movies
original
or Disney
Chan-
movies
no,
like
Disney
Pinocchio.
Disney Channel original movies.
Mm.
I am.
Why are you on
Johnny-
Collider?
I don't know because it just said, oh, best list. So like, oh, they got a top 10.
Do they
Obviously,
even have the Even Stevens movie on there?
no, they don't.
Oh man, I love the Even Stevens movie. That was
None
a
of
crazy movie.
what about the Lawrence Brothers movies?
No,
Oh
they don't
my
have them there
goodness.
either.
Oh my god.
Like they have like Camp Rock, High School Musical, but then they have also older ones like Johnny Tsunami, Halloween Town, Smart House.
They have the one with Brie Larson where she's the soapbox racer or the drag racer, whatever she does.
that's a
That's Brie
movie. It's
Larson?
not on the list, but is that Brie Larson? I think it is.
Yeah, I
I thought
forgot.
that was Frankie Muniz.
No,
What?
okay, it's the drag race one then. Yeah, the one you're thinking of is where he's paralyzed
Soapbox
or
Derby.
something.
Yeah, and he like
Yeah, and
he
can't-
builds his own soapbox
builds
and joins
the
the race.
soapbox.
Okay, then then
I forgot
that's a
what the
different
name
one.
was. But
Yeah.
But there's the one with Brie Larson where she's like 12 years old and she races like
Uh,
junior drag race cars or something like
no,
that.
it was called
I forgot what it's called. Like
what the-
Junior Dragger.
Junior Dragon. Junior Dragger.
It's probably
No, it's
called
something
Junior Miss Marvel.
Junior.
you would
No.
think.
It was what's her name? I don't. Was it her? About the one with Frankie Muniz? I don't think it was her. But
No, it's a completely different movie. I can't think of the name. It's like
But we
It's
just
some
went
kind
on
of
like a
racing
super
pun.
tangent.
we super
Disney
tangent.
Channel.
I guess it's
What we
topic.
watched into
No.
Zach's childhood stuff. Plot twist. That's the topic. No, we're talking about like, just the stuff we recently watched, and then going down the rabbit hole. With that's perfect because I think that kind of ties into, the kind of the main topic is we always rag on Zach for being the young kid, but it's really fun to see some of the other things that have sort of like left an impact on you from a TV show and movie standpoint. You might have guessed if you have been following us from the beginning, from episode I think 4 was his debut, 3 or 4,
Yeah, back in the day.
back in the great old day.
Right on track.
Right on track.
I knew it was a racing
Back
pun.
off track to
Not
right
what
on
the
track.
podcast-
Oh man. When did that come out? You know what? Let's go. Let's keep
oh,
going.
three. Oh, three.
Oh, 03. That was the same year as freaking Cody Banks.
Was it?
Yeah,
Was it really?
Agent Cody Banks, 2003, and then Cody Banks
But-
2, Destination London.
But those weren't original
no, they
Disney
weren't.
Channel
I'm
original
just looking
TV
at
movies.
it, where he was as where he was as an actor.
Who? Frankie Muniz?
Yeah, Big
But
Fat
the
Liar.
one he's talking about is Brie Larson.
Oh,
Yeah, no, yeah, that's a different movie.
those are different movies. Okay, yeah. So that is
Yeah,
a
the
Disney
soapbox
movie.
one is a completely different one.
Okay, indeed, yes. So this one had Beverly Mitchell and Brie Larson. And out of everyone that's on here, the
Beverly
most
Mitchell.
famous person.
Oh, the girl from Seventh Heaven.
Yes.
Got it. I think I saw that one.
Wild is that it's not on Disney Plus as of this recording. It's not on Disney Plus.
I thought it was.
No, it's you have to rent it on Prime.
Wow.
Wow.
They're like, no,
You didn't support it enough, Zach.
it's your fault.
You would think that they would have it on Disney Plus. I mean, unless there are like airing rights or something that they have to wait until it expires or something. But
They might.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what channel would be airing it.
Yeah.
me neither.
Lifetime or
I don't-
Hallmark.
I don't know at this point.
Or Disney just forgot about it. Like they
Disney
have
forgot
with a lot
about it.
of other-
Tubi.
They forgot about
Movies.
it. Like they forgot about making
Dre.
building the Tron light cycle right on time. But anyway,
Oof.
Spring 2023.
spring
people.
2033.
If anybody's
Gut
interested
punch.
in the Tron roller coaster in Magic Kingdom, spring 2023.
Magic
hurts.
Kingdom?
Yes,
Really?
It's right
gonna
next
be
to Space
Mountain.
Mountain.
Hurts my soul.
Okay,
Should have been
okay.
now. It should have been just right now.
It makes sense for tomorrow. I mean, and
They're testing it and everything. I don't
There's
know why.
people on the thing going,
Yeah,
wee, and having
they're
fun
like-
and laughing at me specifically for going, you can't ride
Like,
this until
it's-
spring.
I mean, I don't know how those usually go, but it seems kind of weird to be that far into testing and you're like still 7 months away or something like that. I don't know.
It's because of all the theming around it. Like they have to like make columns, they have to put plant life, they have to put all the structures around the actual ride itself to make it look like a whole pavilion. It's stupid. Anyway, so
So what did you watch, Xavier?
so what did I watch really quickly? I'll go
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai,
First
almost
couple,
all of it.
8.
Like like 8 out of 10 episodes. Really great so far. I also watched it, kind of 2 movies. One that came up out of the blue on TV, and I said, screw it, I'm just gonna rewatch it on its own. And one that I wanted to get around to watching because it came out on Disney Plus Day. So I'll go with that one first, and that was the Robert Zemeckis remake of Pinocchio.
oh yeah, I want to watch that one.
Yeah,
I've heard things.
So,
For
you know,
teens.
the main thing I'll say is that I think if you were watching it with a younger crowd who's never seen the original, I think they kind of like it. Like they'd be like, okay, this is kind of cute. But like if you've seen the original, like there are what I call like the member berries and the things that everybody like kind of can pick up. And I was like, okay, that's cool. But it feels like you're using it's almost like, hey, we're gonna grab these random people, put them together, and make the remake. But like it's a cool random. It's not like oh, this is really strange. Like Joseph Gordon-Levitt is Jiminy Cricket,
Okay.
and
Cool.
he has like the really like hokey kind of down to earth kind of dirt of the land kind of person. Kind of accent that he has that Jiminy Cricket's supposed to have, but it's really strange hearing it. I'm like, that's still JGL. Tom Hanks, man, it's Tom Hanks. Like you can't hate on Tom Hanks. Like he does a great job as Geppetto. The weird thing is his goldfish and his cat, like they're all CG, so it sometimes most of the time they look really good, and other times like Figaro the cat looks way too fake. And you're like, whoa, that's Uncanny Valley. There are a lot of fun little Disney Easter eggs in his cuckoo clocks, so pay attention to those. There's some really fun ones. I won't spoil them, but check them out. Pinocchio as a kind of like a
Real
CG and like as wanting to be a real boy, is really fun. Like it's animated really well. The whole bit where he goes to do like the kind of like show is really cool too. It's done well. I forgot the Italian actor's name, who's the marionette troop leader and anything. Like he's done great. They added a new character, which adds a little bit of extra depth to Pinocchio's arc of what it takes to be a real boy. Cynthia Erivo is the blue fairy, and she's great for what it's worth. The real standout for me is Luke Evans as the coachman. That's like the guy who takes all the naughty kids, the kids who want to be bad, to the pleasure island.
Mhm.
Luke Evans is great. Like he's just delightfully chews up the scenery really well without it being crazy distracting. And then Monstro is kind of like it's more like sea monster than whale, but like it's still like a massive whale like head. But the effects are good. Like again, this is one of those things where like, yeah, I get it. We want to have people watching Disney Plus. I would have rather watched it in the movie theater because there are some good visuals that, yeah, like I have a nice TV. It looks good, but I would have liked it in the theater.
It does feel kind of weird that Disney has decided to kind of split their live action remakes like that, where it's some are in theaters, some are going to be in Disney Plus.
Do you think it was good enough to be put in theaters? Because maybe they just felt like,
It's hard to say.
maybe
I mean,
they
like,
felt like it wasn't good enough, so they
that's-
just said, let's just put it on here.
Maybe.
So
I
get
mean,
more
that could be
subscribers.
it. That's just me personally, but yeah, like it could have been the case. Like it's not great by any means. It's not completely soulless and god awful, but like you can like again, if you've seen the original, like you don't have to go out and watch the remake, like and like I'm gonna tear it apart and critique it like I did or something. I think you can have fun with it, but like don't go rushing out of your way to watch it. That would be my take for Pinocchio. But yeah, watch it there. It's on Disney Plus. Pretty cool stuff. And then oh yeah, and Keegan Michael Key's in it as like the fox guy that like tries to like kidnap Pinocchio and sells him to the dude. They're funny for what it's worth.
Cool.
Um,
What were the other ones that they've been splitting?
Oh, Disenchanted
theaters?
is coming out on Disney Plus, and then Hocus Pocus 2.
So, but those are all Disney Plus. Are
Yeah.
there other remakes that are coming out in theaters?
Yes, Hercules is probably coming out. I think they said it will be coming out in theaters. Little Mermaid's coming out in theaters.
Mulan was both, right?
Mulan was both because of COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Premier Access.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that
That
failed experiment.
for what it's worth, I liked Jungle Cruise.
Are you paying monthly for Disney Plus? Yes.
Right.
You want to spend another $30
$30 to
on a
watch it
movie?
right now. You're like, well, how? I'm gonna get 18 people to split the cost to come on over and do it.
Little did most people know that
No.
September of like 2020, 0 people were going to the theaters, and it was safer to go to the theaters than most places.
Pretty much. But anyway, point is, like, yeah, so it was all right. It was fun. Yeah. Side note, Jungle Cruise is fun. Watch it.
Oh, you watched it again?
What, Pinocchio?
You said Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, I would watch it again. It's fun.
No, right
But
now.
did you watch
just
it?
said Jungle
No.
Cruise was fun.
No, I'm just saying that because I watched it on
Oh,
with
like in
Premier
terms of, like,
Access.
yeah.
I watched it with Premier Access, and I was like, that was worth it.
Oh,
That was cool.
Okay.
But anyway, second movie I watched, it randomly showed up on TV, and I just said, screw it. I'm just gonna I have to stop it and rewatch the whole thing without commercials. That movie is one of my favorite movies. It really, the way it's made, it's like I feel like they don't make movies like they made this movie anymore. Like it's just like the perfect blockbuster film. I might have mentioned it in the past, but it is The Mummy.
Oh yeah, I saw you posted on your story.
That movie is so cool. Like every bit of it. Like we're now like in the Brendan Fraser renaissance. Like it's awesome. Like he's getting all the accolades for that. Was it
The
Darren,
Whale.
The Whale for but made by Darren Aronofsky, I think. Right? Yeah. So he's getting a lot of accolades, a lot of praise, and so it's worth going back and just celebrating his earlier stuff from the 90s. Arguably his best film is The Mummy. Like it's so good. He's like kind of scoundrel adventurer treasure hunter guy and named what was his first? Rick O'Connell. Yeah, and dude, he's just great. Like the whole movie's great. Like there's like horror, there's action, there's a little bit of romance, there's a really badass musical score. There's great effects for its time, like the whole sand wall
Still
with
looks good.
like that's why I went back and rewatched it. I was like, this still looks great. All like the sand stuff, all the people like freaking out, and then they the scarab bugs that just eat you alive, like they
Yeah.
still look good even though they're a little
Nasty.
shiny.
Nasty.
Benny as a weird secondary antagonist is hilarious. Everything, yeah, like there's so many things about that movie. Like I can just quote it all like a whole bunch of times. Like it's so good. Like one of my favorite parts is like they have the point where Imhotep has kind of controlled a lot of the masses in Cairo, and then so the brother like is like about to get chased by them, so he just turns around and like pretends to be them, Imhotep, and then everybody just starts chanting his name again. It's so good. Yeah, it's fun adventure. That was like the beginning of Oded Fair being like, oh my god, this Arab dude's really hot. Like, and then like everybody just wanted him in everything. He showed up in Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo, and he was in The Mummy Returns, obviously. And so, yeah, like the movie's great. Like, just Arnold Vosloo as Imhotep was really cool too, and that was a lot of like the effects of just the mummy being creepily decomposed and slowly building himself back up. It's great, man. Like, if Zach, you haven't seen that, right?
Not the first one. I've seen only the third one
Oh,
with.
So you've
If
seen-
anyone's on
you've
camera.
seen the scene where are they considered Sasquatches?
No, they're Yetis.
Yetis.
Yeah, they're abominable.
There's
No,
Yetis,
they're Yetis.
and then the Yetis are, I guess, killing some fools. I don't know what they're doing.
Michelle
whatever-
Yeoh's
it-
hanging out with
It
them or
doesn't
something. I
matter
don't
what
know.
they're doing. One of the Yetis punts some guy above the other Yeti, and then the other Yeti turns around and does this.
He goes, ooh, he does the
He makes
football.
the
I
football-
remember that.
The
You do-
field goal symbol, as if like
Like,
the
it-
Yeti
it's
was
good. It's
purposely
good.
punting.
Everything hurt when I saw
I
that
was like,
scene. I was
what
like,
is
what?
happening?
And then Jet Li is the mummy,
Yeah,
and it's wild. But damn it,
they changed Rachel Weisz. She
Well,
wasn't
she wasn't gonna
his
come
wife.
back.
She
Yeah.
wasn't his wife. But that's what I'm saying. Like they
Yeah.
changed too many things, and his son got much older, so it was another new actor, and it was just it was weird.
Yeah, it's kind
What was it called?
Jet Li was in it, so that
yeah,
was
Tomb
cool.
of the
But
Dragon and Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah, Tomb of the Dragon. I remember.
yeah, Michelle
Michelle
Yeoh.
Yeoh's in it. Just that one punt, like it's so bad.
Yeah, I mean, The Mummy Returns had cheesy moments too, but I just thought it was more fun.
Aku Machete, dude.
Yeah,
like,
The
it
Rock.
was-
The
That
Rock's
was the
the
first
only
movie with The
line.
Rock. The first movie with The
Aku
Rock.
Machete, and then he dies. And then he turns into the tomb of the.
I enjoyed it. It's a fun movie to watch.
We gotta get you on.
We gotta
the
get you
first
on the
two.
original. I think
first two.
so. The original one is it's through like the FX stuff. So I think if you have Hulu or through
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah.
They have the movies.
yeah, they have the movies. It's good. Those are my big recently watched. And yeah, it was great to rewatch The Mummy. That's always a feel good. I can sit down and rewatch it. It's so good.
So, what's a movie that you would see a lot when you were younger, and that you would like what Xavier did? That it would just come up on TV, and you'd be like, "Oh, I have to watch this," and you would put it on. Other than How to Train Your Dragon.
Other than The Last Airbender.
That's a show. Well,
no,
unless
the
you
movie.
wanted to
No,
watch
no.
the movie over and over again.
Just
no.
hate. Just simmering
So
hate.
even back then, how young were you when the live action Last
12.
Airbender came out? So
12.
even back then, you knew that was bad.
No, funny enough, I thought like, oh yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah.
You saw the movie first before you saw the show.
No, I had seen the show like
Okay.
way before. Or at least at that point, I remembered the whole first season because I think like the third season was still kind of spotty for me. But I do remember when I walked out of the theater, like, oh yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, it looked great. And then I watched it again like 3 days after that,
Mhm.
and I was like, man, it was okay. You know, I felt like it lost some quality in that when I watched it that second time, right? And then it wasn't until 2 years later when I rewatched it on a
Mhm.
train ride or train trip to New York from here in Miami, and by that point I had seen like YouTube videos and stuff like, oh, like why this movie is garbage.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started thinking like, you know what? These people are actually right. Like this movie was pretty trash. When it came out on Netflix, or when it was out on Netflix during this time, like 2011, 2012,
Mm.
well, I watched it in 2012. I watched it again. Like, man, this movie's hot trash. This movie's not.
I had to watch it
it's not the
4
best
times
garbage.
to realize it's trash. Whereas Anthony and I were in the theater, and we just like
this
like
was
everybody like we sat through the whole credits just realizing just how awful this was, and we all just got up
Why-
and just shook
why
our
did-
head.
well. Look for
It should
my
have taken 5 minutes for any
No.
Earthbender to
move a
move a
small
rock.
rock.
One
yeah,
rock.
move a
No,
rock.
a group of airbenders to move one rock.
It was ridiculous.
I don't understand why he hated earthbenders so much. Why did Shyamalan hate earthbenders? Is
Look,
it because
Earthbenders
the
are broken.
earthbenders are busted? They're busted.
Look,
You can understand.
Like
Them and waterbenders are busted.
I guess all of them have.
well,
all of them have
Nah,
a broken
fire
quality.
over
Not
time.
really.
Fire has gotten nerfed. Like basically, got hit with the nerf bat. Like lightning is whatever now. People can like just use stuff to just get rid of lightning. It's kind of.
But he
sad.
didn't even go that far because of how bad the first movie was.
Correct.
yeah. I mean, talking or getting more in depth on some of this stuff is something I would love to on a separate episode.
But yeah, So
But so
other stuff you watched as a kid or stuff you would see like, oh man, I gotta like sit
well,
down
no,
and watch
because I
this.
wanted to add real quick to that was I think it was because of that movie that I started having more or having better opinions on movies
So having a critical
and
eye,
being
you would
more
say?
being more critical
All right.
about how movies are made, because since I really loved the show and I hated the movie, it made me realize that not everything is or not every live action retelling of
Mhm.
a good show or another like original movie or something like is it's not always going to be great,
Oh, you can tell Netflix that about its anime shows for sure.
and that's why they keep canceling them after like one season
Yeah.
I'm
'cause no one wants to watch
hoping
them.
One Piece is good.
I don't have hopes for One Piece.
It's a movie, right? It's not a
No, it's a
No,
show.
it's
oh,
a
it's a show. Oh,
Took a
Well,
bite of
Yeah, it might end
bubblegum.
up being another Cowboy Bebop, but
rip
Yeah.
rip One Piece.
I'm not holding my breath. But all right.
But I mean, other movies. Well, maybe not when I was a kid, but I was a little bit older, like in my early teens.
Okay.
I remember I watched X-Men First Class for the first time on.
Right on.
I caught on a movie channel like
Mhm.
Stars or whatever it was on, right? And for some reason, I was really drawn to this movie. I really liked it. It was a cool origin story of the team of the X-Men.
Mhm.
And I remember every time that I was at my dad's house, because my dad was the one, he had like those movie channel packages, right?
Mhm.
If I saw it, I would watch it. And I might have seen that movie 30 times in the span of a year.
So First Class
First Class.
with McAvoy,
Yeah, like the first of the
McAvoy,
Fassbender.
Fassbender,
yeah, like the first of the prequels.
J
Yeah.
Law,
famous
Amos.
no, not the
Famous.
cookies. No. One of the most famous lines in that movie was, peace was never an option. And
The lines that they were given were just
Yeah,
phenomenal.
there's some
it was
awesome scenes. in
because
there.
Matthew Vaughn wrote it, right?
Yeah,
And he stopped doing those movies to do Kingsman.
Mhm.
Yep.
yeah, because Kingsman came out 2014, and then Days of Future Past came out 2014, but Bryan Singer returned.
Yeah.
From the original trilogy or the
But-
first two of
but
the original trilogy.
Damn, son. Like, yeah, first, I remember, I think I hope we didn't mention this story one time, one previous episode, but Anthony and I, we saw First Class in theaters, and we went with a big group of people from college, and like a third of that group were like, hey, let's go to Chuck E. Cheese next to the movie theater. And we're like, okay, that's really weird. So then, like,
I didn't go.
a group of us stayed, like Anthony.
Oh, I didn't want to get arrested.
Yeah, I didn't want to be weird. One of our friends, Charlie, we always joke because he was Charles and I was Xavier. So anytime we sat next to each other, it was Charles Xavier there. But we all like those who stayed, like we finished the movie. We're like, yo, this is hella good. Like very surprisingly well done.
Yeah, I don't know why these people left.
Yeah. I was like,
Or Chuck E.
disappointed.
Cheese,
Disappointed. I was like, they didn't have any good games at Chuck E. Cheese.
Disappointed.
except for the trilogy, Star Wars trilogy.
Disappointed. Yeah.
That's the only good game they have there.
I don't even think they have that there anymore.
I mean,
That's the best
I wouldn't
game.
know because I haven't been there. And
I mean, anytime I see that in arcade, like I will beat it in one shot because that's how good I am at Star Wars Trilogy Arcade. But that's neither here nor there. Awesome, yeah. First Class was great. Like I love James McAvoy as an actor, and so him playing a young Charles Xavier was really cool. And then Fassbender's Magneto is like borderline iconic these days. Like I think it's cool to
Yeah.
see that a lot of people when they think of Magneto, they're not really thinking like Ian McKellen. They're thinking Fassbender, which is that's I think a compliment.
Yeah,
I would say.
I agree with that too. I first think of Fassbender before I think of McKellen,
Mhm.
because, well,
did you see First Class before you saw the others?
Good question.
I-
Yeah. Did you?
I feel like I had seen the other ones before. I just by that point my memory of those movies were just not all there.
Or
And-
did you
but-
watch like Wolverine Origins first? Was that your first X-Men movie?
Well, no, the first movie
Hopefully not.
my first X-Men was The Last Stand. Weirdly
Okay.
enough.
Okay.
Okay.
But then I
okay.
remember catching Origins on FX
Mm-hmm.
before.
all of it, or did
Yeah,
you
no,
leave
like the
after the
whole-
first 10 minutes?
No, like the whole thing.
Mm.
I mean, it's an X movie. I'm gonna watch.
He's gonna watch the whole thing, and then he realized.
Yeah.
Then he got to the point. You're like, that's Deadpool.
Well,
hell?
I didn't know it was Deadpool until
was
maybe
Baraka.
my third or fourth
That's
watch.
Barakapool. No, it's informally known as Barakapool with Cyclops Blast.
Because I wasn't familiar with the Deadpool character, so that's why I didn't realize until maybe the third or fourth watch where I was
I
like,
don't think
oh,
the writers
that's-
were either,
No,
except for the first 10 minutes.
the first 10 minutes they understood the assignment, and then they realized, oh wait,
No.
nothing makes sense.
But First Class did get me back into watching, or not get back into watching, but for it wanted it.
You
It,
you went back and saw the older ones.
Yeah, it got me to want to watch those again, and of course, I had to watch Origins. I started off with liking the movie because okay, cool, we're going back in time. We see them, we see Logan and I forgot his brother's name.
Sabretooth,
Sabretooth?
No, but his Victor
Liev Schreiber.
Yeah. I was gonna say Leaf Shriver, Victor
Well, yeah.
Creed. Yeah.
going through they've been in like every U.S. war.
Yeah, that part's
between
great.
like,
Yeah, that part's really
like
cool.
the whole opening sequence is pretty cool. And then okay, the movie started off pretty strong, and then I was like, okay, it was pretty good, whatever. But then as I became more opinionated and more critical about movies, I was like, yeah, this movie's not great.
Will I Am.
It mutated into another movie.
Yep. Will I Am.
And thankfully, it's no longer canon
No, it is not.
thanks to Deadpool.
As bad as that pun.
Deadpool 2,
Yeah. Thanks to Deadpool 2.
I think. yeah, Deadpool 2. Well, I mean, Days of Future Past.
No, he
and
just
Deadpool
killed
2.
Ryan Reynolds. That's what he did.
Yeah,
Yeah, Deadpool
Well,
when
no,
he
he killed Ryan Reynolds when he read the
read
script,
the script for
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern.
And then he went back and killed Baraka.
He
Deadpool.
killed Barakapool.
yeah.
He's like,
like,
that's
decapitated. And just,
yeah. It's like we're done with that shit. Yeah. It's great. Freaking great. Yeah, that's cool that your movies that like, oh, I'll sit down and watch these are really good were X-Men.
yeah. That because I was liking or like getting into the MCU at this point. Believe it or not, like I didn't really get into Iron Man until a little bit later on. Despite being on FX for like the longest time, but the First Class helped me. Like it was part of that era where I was watching or trying to watch Marvel movies a lot more, and now I'm like a huge fan of
He went and
because of these.
he'd always see Iron Man on TV. And he would just look at it and go, "Next time, baby."
Because I used to not like the first Iron Man because
Next time.
'cause-
baby.
for some reason I enjoyed the second one a lot more.
Iron Man?
Yeah, the second Iron Man.
You know
more.
what? I respect that. I'm not gonna lie. I
Interesting.
respect
It
that.
seemed more
Interesting.
fun because like the
When,
I don't know. It just seemed more fun. I don't
when
know what
have
it
you
was.
recently rewatched it?
Probably a couple of years ago, or no, I would say before Infinity War came out, because for that I
2018.
watched every MCU movie, but then for Endgame I watched every movie that had an Infinity Stone in it.
Mm.
So Iron Man 2 didn't count in that part. So I would say maybe 2018 was the last time I actually watched the movie, like sat down and watched it.
And you still liked it.
Iron Man 2, yeah.
So you like 2 better than
3.
all 3?
Do you,
Like
Yeah.
1 and 3?
I think I would say that I liked 2 better than all 3 or than the other 2, but I do like the first one as a close second.
But you've seen 2 the most out of the 3.
I feel like I have,
Okay.
because whenever it was on FX, I was like, oh, okay, cool, Iron Man 2. Straight more or
first one was more straightforward, right?
kind of, yeah, like that's what I was kind of trying
Part
to say.
2, like you
but-
thought it could play a little loose, have some fun, have some Sam Rockwell.
Yeah, like
God.
the whole him kind of like on the brink of death, like or being poisoned by the palladium.
Oh, the stakes were higher.
Mhm.
Yeah, palladium
Yeah.
poisoning. Yeah,
So he's having fun. He's having his birthday party where he's just pissed drunk in his Iron Man suit, racing at the Monaco
That's a cool scene.
Historique
yeah.
or Historique. I don't know how you would pronounce it. My French is terrible.
Historique F1 race. Yeah.
Yeah, which was pretty cool. I mean, I'm a huge F1
That's your
fan. I'm
jam.
sure you guys have heard me
Yep.
say it like 20 times on the podcast. And then we see Elon Musk make a cameo in that scene, which was
So
pretty
that's
cool.
why you like
That's
it.
wild. Back in the day, that was
Yeah.
2010, right?
Something like
2010,
that.
yeah. And it's been
He's way more popular
12
now.
years.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Sam Rockwell was also.
I can respect that
really
because like it's one of the most things I always remember from Iron Man 2 is just Whiplash. Just I want my board. Just
I
give
want
me
my board.
my board. And then and Sam Rockwell is Justin Hammer. Like I really they talk about Armor Wars. I really hope to God he comes back. Like
I don't see why he would.
he needs to.
I think it would make sense.
He's too good. The man is an amazing actor. He's gotten just better and better over the years. And if he just keeps that like really like hokey salesman flair that he had when making War Machine, then it's great. Especially with they're at the final, just that final like kill zones thing is like, oh
Yeah, and that
I'm gonna hit him.
Zen
I'm gonna hit him with the ex-wife. Bing! And he just looks hammer tech like
Yeah.
perfect.
Classic.
Yeah, just perfect. Yeah, man. You know what? That's cool. Like I personally, I guess personally for personal reasons, I really like Iron Man 3. Like I really
Yeah, I don't know
think
why
it's
that
good.
movie gets so much hate.
It really shouldn't. Like it's really good. It's really, really, really good.
It
I
seems
like it better than the second
Like
one.
tonally, it seems.
I do like
different
it
from
better than the
first
second
two.
one. I just don't think the second one is as bad as people make it out to be. Like they're all three of them to me are good, like in their own rights. But Iron Man 3 specifically, like it has a like I've mentioned in the past, like it has its own theme song. It's got like actual theme like orchestral music. It shows that like Tony Stark is more than just the armor.
You said for Iron Man.
Yeah.
For Iron Man 3, yeah.
Well, that was Brian Tyler for the music.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Brian Tyler.
and he's
Can You Dig It is the main theme or the end credits theme. It's hella good. Yeah,
Shane
man.
Black.
Shane Black,
Shane Black.
one of his better movies. The other guy's probably his best movie, but still.
I mean, it has Guy Pearce. I don't know.
Guy Pearce is awesome.
Can't hate on a movie with Guy Pearce.
This is correct. This is actually a fact of like cinema life.
Even that movie Lockdown.
Even that movie with what is it, Bloodshot with Vin Diesel? I'm pretty sure it's not as bad as it is because of Guy Pearce.
Is he in that movie?
Yeah, he's
because
a
I
bad guy.
watched that movie.
I'm pretty sure he's.
that's how little I remember that movie.
Damn,
That
Guy
mo-
Pearce couldn't even save
And
Bloodshot.
I have a good memory. That
No.
movie's not good.
No, he's like that guy couldn't die, but
I guess he's like the Ludacris of actors, where the movie might be crap, but because he's in it, it
Guy
makes it a
Pearce.
little
Yeah.
bit better. It's like the movie featuring Guy Pearce. That's
Guy-
what it is.
that's true. The
So
movie
any song featuring Ludacris, it automatically puts that song
movie
up
featuring
up
Guy
a
Pearce.
notch.
That's right.
It could be the crappiest song, but the Ludacris part, it's gonna be awesome.
That's right.
He's is he British?
Ludacris, I doubt.
No.
No,
No, Guy Pearce.
He's from Atlanta.
Oh, he's American? I thought he was British.
Ludacris.
No, it's not about Ludacris.
Oh my god.
We're talking about Ludacris, my guy. That's
No,
Ludacris.
but I said Guy Pearce afterwards. He's like, yeah, I think he's from Atlanta. Like Guy Pearce.
Guy Pearce. Yeah, Guy Pearce is from that. He's from Hotlanta. He hangs out
Actually,
with. He also hangs out with fellow Atlanta rapper that is in the MCU. Tip T.I. Harris, who's one of my favorite parts of Ant-Man. He's so
There you
great.
go.
He's freaking hilarious.
Oh,
Anyway.
Guy Pearce, I don't know where he's from.
part of the entourage.
the
of,
entourage of like former felons with
Yeah.
with Luis, yeah, and Darren Desmalakian as this is the work of gypsies. Yeah, he's great.
He's either British or Australian, but I don't know.
I
Guy
think he's
Pearce?
one of the
Yeah.
two.
I had his stuff on IMDb right now. The answer
But
is he is UK. He's born in the UK, but his dad's from New Zealand.
He's both.
Atlanta.
So Atlanta.
From
Yeah,
Atlanta? All right, cool.
that's the name of the episode. Guy Pearce from Atlanta. Awesome. All right. So yeah, Zach kind of got formative with realizing that hey, Airbender is bad and the show's good. So I'm gonna look out for things that
No,
are
the
bad.
show's not good. It's God tier.
So yeah, like the
It's
show is
God
top
tier.
tier. It's top
God
tier
tier,
animation,
yes.
obviously. Yeah, I agree. But the movie is a hot flaming pile of garbage.
It's
F
trash
tier.
tier.
F tier, F minus tier, just
not-
bottom.
That
no,
belongs in
Z.
the
Gutter
Dragon Ball,
trash.
the Dragon Ball
Sub-Z.
Evolution.
Dragon
tier.
Ball Evolution gutter trash.
Yeah.
Correct. So
Sub-Z.
because of that, you saw such a disparity. You're like, man, I should be a little more critical of the stuff that I watch, and then
Yeah.
that got you into watching things a little more
I've
discerning
been-
eye.
Yeah, I've been more selective of what I watch because, like, for example, my grandma very recently, she tells me that, oh, you should watch this movie. It's on Netflix. It's called Purple Hearts. Oh, it's
Probably sad.
No, she tells me like, I heard it was the #1 movie in the world. I'm like, okay, every other movie is the #1 movie in the world at some point. Well, according to critics, right?
But it's a Netflix original.
It
It's a
is a
Netflix
Netflix film.
So it was
Yeah.
probably number one for that weekend because it was
Maybe.
the newest movie.
But I mean, my grandma's taste in movies, it's questionable.
Is it?
But she tells me, "Oh, it's such a good movie." I'm like, yeah.
I'm sure.
That's why I call my grandma. I'm like, yeah.
No.
I've seen
Sure, it's sad.
I've seen like the reviews. I've seen stuff like it looks like a bad movie. I don't know if I want to
No.
watch it. So did you watch? Because you made that face. Did you watch it?
No, but I know what
Okay.
it is. I was like,
No,
oh,
Yeah,
it's
it's like-
one of these like really like
It's some.
it's a
like,
very so there's romance movies and there's like really cheesy borderline Lifetime romance movies and that's what
It's one
that
of those. Yeah. I mean, my mom loves Lifetime movies.
I'm assuming it has something to do with the army.
You're right.
Yes.
It actually does. It's something about ex-former Marine or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
Not
I
the
mean,
Marine starring John Cena.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother to watch it. But
Dude, he was
'Cause-
huge in that movie.
now people
He's
say, "Oh,
huge
you
in every
shouldn't-"
movie.
No,
Yeah.
he was hugers.
Did you see him in Vacation Friends? He's huge in there too.
No. Go
That,
watch
that
the
one I gotta
Marine.
watch.
Because
That
the
one I gotta
Marine
watch.
was when he was still in the WWE.
I don't know. I couldn't see him.
I mean, I did.
What special glasses did you have, sir? Because you can't see him.
I don't know.
Yeah, he
The-
was pretty large and in charge.
Are those pictures from
Those
the
are pictures,
movie?
From
yeah.
the Marine.
But you can't put
Zach is like,
Where the Marine
that's crazy.
or the Purple Hearts one?
no, John. This is the Marine,
Okay.
and then and what's you know what's really funny? So Robert Patrick is the bad guy in the Marine.
Mhm.
He's also
His
he plays
father.
his dad in Peacemaker. It's freaking hilarious. What kind of like you mentioned like the kind of reunion they had?
T-1000.
T-1000 as your daddy, the White Dragon.
So you've seen all the X-Men movies then.
Yeah, I've seen all of them.
Which one's your favorite?
Yeah, let's close it out. What's your favorite? It says-
You
I feel like
you
it's
saw
such an
Origin
easy answer.
Wolverine
That's
and you
such an easy answer.
you saw the 3 Wolverine
I've seen
Origin
all.
movies
I've seen all of
and Logan and
X-Men.
all that.
and it's
including
obviously
Deadpool, including
Dark
New
Phoenix.
Mutants. I've seen New Mutants.
Mhm.
Finally, I think I watched it a couple of 3 months ago, maybe 4 months ago.
so it's Dark
For
Phoenix.
the
Dark
first time?
Phoenix. You saw Dark Phoenix?
Oh yeah, Dark Phoenix is my favorite one. No, I'm kidding.
Oof.
No.
He got him.
Oof.
No, I would have to say it's
Mr. Critical.
very. I mean, it's a very easy one. It's okay if we're talking like X-Men,
Just X-Men.
Just any X-Men movie.
Days of Future Past.
Okay.
Okay.
But Logan would be number one though.
Okay.
Like in like the overall X-Men universe,
right.
Logan. But as a true X-Men team up kind of movie, Days of Future Past.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was
Definitely like
Yeah.
far better than most of the other movies.
awesome. The Rogue cut.
The one with extra
You know,
rogue in it.
I don't remember if I watched the I might have seen the Road Cut. I don't remember. I'll be
What's-
honest.
What's the commonality between those two movies? Everybody?
Rogue?
No. Days of Future Past and Logan.
Xavier?
Huge Jackman.
Oh,
no, you were
well,
close.
he's in
though.
all of them.
Man.
You were close.
I mean, he's
yeah,
in all
he's
of
in.
them.
He's literally in all of them.
Was he in First Class?
Yeah,
Yes.
he said
had
go
one
F
scene.
yourself.
Yeah, he had that one cameo.
No, that
That
was.
was
I
awesome.
thought that. Yeah, that was First Class. Yeah, like hey, we need you, and then he's like, nah, go after yourself.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, go.
Yeah. It's been a while.
And they just
Sorry.
were like, okay.
They're like, never mind, buddy. I thought one of you wanted to come
I
to
mean,
a thing.
even in Deadpool, but as him,
As a
as
picture?
Hugh Jackman.
No, it was just him.
It was a picture.
picture of Hugh Jackman there.
And then the second movie was the Logan scene where he's on the tree stump
Yeah.
with being pierced by the branch or whatever it was. The stump being like
All jangled. Yeah.
yeah.
Freaking
that was-
hilarious.
So the moral of the story is,
Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart.
if you're a youngin, go watch The Last Airbender because it might make you realize how good or bad movies are
Look, they're doing the Netflix show. I still don't know how I
based
feel
on an
about it.
animated series. right?
Yeah, they're doing a live action remake, but a TV show this time instead of a movie, which is fantastic. But I still don't know how I feel about the show. I would love to see what a trailer looks like, see, get an idea of how they're doing. Some of the CGI characters like.
I'm sure they're putting money. I'm sure they're
or-
putting money into it.
I
I
hope
would
so.
hope so.
That's why they've been canceling all this other stuff. Because hey, we need to put money in like Airbender that people will like.
Yeah,
They're not mess that up.
and we talked about it before too, where when the original show's creators, like from the the actual
Yeah.
animated show, when they
Little-
left,
That's when I was like, oof.
little scary.
That's,
I'm a
that's
little
rough.
scared, Mister.
That's
but yeah,
rough.
if you want to feel like you know what you're talking about when it comes to movies, watch the Last Airbender show and then watch the movie.
And then you realize the disparity between what's great and then what's hot garbage.
Just say
Yes.
and then just say why.
That's the only thing you'll ask yourself, like, is why.
Like, why was it even made? Why it just
Who signed off on it? God Paramount. Why did you do this?
What was the main character's name?
on
Ong.
Yes.
Not Aang.
Not Aang. It was
Not
Ong.
Aang.
Ong.
on because
And who was Katara's brother?
Sokka,
Sokka. Not Sokka.
not Sokka, Sokka.
Sok-
Let's just change the original material for no reason. Let's just change it.
Because M Night wanted to be more culturally accurate in the pronunciation of names. Apparently,
That's what I remember hearing. I was like, that's
that's
wrong.
what he said. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like every time they said Sokka, I was like, is it like the dance? Like that's an actual like
I don't know.
like I know that's a cultural thing. Like
Because
Like-
at some point, forget about cultural appropriation or whatever, or not. But it's source material. You have like go by the source material. Don't try to make things up or change things just because.
I mean, you
that's
could
a
change-
lesson that a lot of people just don't
Like
get
you can change
this
things,
day.
but that just seems
Like
such
changing
weird choices.
Yeah,
to-
changing
of
minor
what he
things here and there,
changed.
but like names. Come on, names.
Like I didn't mind because he also used that reasoning for the actors he chose for the roles, and that was fine. I didn't mind that, but why are you changing up the way they say their names? It just makes no sense.
Like for people like us who watched the show probably when it came out, for 3 years, you're used to saying Aang, Sokka, Iroh. There was another one too that they also butchered, or not
yeah.
butchered, but they kind of changed. But then you hear like Ong, Sokka, Iroh. What is that? What is that?
I get it. Like I get it. Yeah. Like you guys said, we get
Like
it.
then it's not the same.
Yeah.
They're not the same characters. And I mean, there's a whole other a whole lot of other issues that we're not going to get
And
into.
we won't get into it, but
now.
The choice
but
is
yes.
yours, everybody.
The choice is yours.
Watch it or not.
Yeah, the power is yours.
But-
I turned into Captain Planet. Yeah.
Nice.
Anyway, so yeah, that's a really cool insight, Zach. Thank you for sharing that. That's a really cool perspective. Now it's like, it's X-Men X-Men First Class, and then Origins kind of got him realizing and then appreciating all your MCU stuff that we got going on, and now you're branching out a little further. With a little bit of time,
Yeah.
we'll get you to see some of these other classics and other movies that can help you deepen your appreciation for film. So
well,
thank you.
even getting into more like more serious films like
When we saw Godfather, for example.
well, actually no, I'm talking like years ago.
Okay, go
like,
ahead.
Getting into or watching. I think it was one of the first movies I watched where it was more of like nothing that's like a franchise or like a blockbuster. Was the Grand Budapest Hotel was one of the first like more artistic kind of movies that I've seen, or more serious artistic kind of movies that I've
Watch
seen.
is one
Wes
Wes
Anderson.
Anderson film, and I love cinema. No, I'm
And
kidding.
like,
Good for you.
I'm like, man, like this is really good. And then because I started watching like the 2014 Oscar nominees and then the
Mhm.
2016 Oscar nominees, etc. So like The Imitation Game, The Theory
was
of
good.
Everything. Those were
So good.
great movies.
Yep.
And then we talked about it before. I watched Manchester by the Sea. That was a 2016 nominee.
2016. Yeah, you
Uh,
went through the 2016 stuff. Yeah, man, that's good.
Like, and then so my appreciation for movies like that. Oh, and then The Martian too. I mean, God, The Martian was great. I mean, I
Mhm.
watched it when it released, but man, still, like, it was like a movie that I probably wouldn't have watched otherwise if I wasn't
Why not?
already kind of getting.
It
Well,
has Matt
who were-
Damon.
Matt Damon.
Because I think
Have you ever seen that movie?
I don't.
Team
no.
America World Police?
No, I never saw that one.
Matt Damon. Matt Damon. That's great.
But that was one of our openings for one of our episodes before, right?
Yeah, it was.
America.
Just took it out like
What a-
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. We're throwing it back. Yep. We're recycling. All right. Thank you so much again for sharing, Zach. That's awesome. Hopefully, viewers and listeners, you got a chance to know a little bit more about the young gun over here. We're going to throw out something in a little bit to give him some other fun suggestions to talk about things that are, that would probably be more of a big impact in your cinema tastes.
Yeah.
Or just fun stuff to watch that's just really bad and help him realize, wow, some things are just really awful. Shoot those suggestions your way. We'll post that up when you can. That'll close out this week's episode. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll catch you again next time. Thank you so much.
See you later, guys.